Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And today is December 2nd. We are in the thick of it now, aren't we? It's December, there's no turning back. It seems so surreal. It seems really surreal to me that we are already in December and that 2025 is almost over. But you know, when I say that it seems surreal, this year also has seemed very, very long. My goals for this year were to ask myself where I was directing my energy, but also to live in the present moment. And in the present moment, ask myself, are you living your best life? I have really tried to slow down my life this year. And I was thinking about this last night. I was thinking about last year, going to Ultra Music Festival with my husband in March, trips that we took this summer. I was thinking about last January. I was like, it has really been a long year. One of my goals for next year is to really slow down things and to truly live in the present moment. But that goal has been just so helpful to me this last year. You know, I didn't really realize until last night when I was just thinking about it. I was like, this is really you really have slowed down life a lot in the last year, because living in the present moment has just powerfully helped me. So I would suggest that to anybody as a goal, but you have to catch yourself as you do it. I'll find myself, and I'm not talking about making plans for the weekend or planning a trip 3 months ahead or financially figuring out how you're going to pay something off. I'm not talking about that. We all have to do that. I'm talking about when you're sitting and you're doing something like watching a movie with your partner or by yourself or reading a book or taking a walk, and you find this happens to me when I go to bed late at night. I find myself spinning in my head about well, I have to do this and I have to do that and I have to do this, instead of just enjoying the moment of laying in bed. And so one of the things I've been doing lately, I talked about this on my vlog. I don't know if I talked about it over here. But one of the things that I did talk about it on here. One of the things I've been doing lately is asking myself, what was the best moment of the day? And yesterday, my best moment was that in between filming videos, I went downstairs to take the dogs outside. And it was right before I filmed my booktube video. And I'm doing this Christmas advent calendar read along. And so I was getting into the Christmas mood, and I walked downstairs to take the dogs outside, and it was they were both in their little, there's this big bed down there, and they were both sitting in it, and it was the snow was just coming down between them. And I went over there, I was like, you guys look so sweet, and they were so excited, and I was like, do you guys want to go outside? And that was my moment. And that, just thinking about that moment, thinking about how I felt in that moment, that I felt so peaceful and happy and content, just slowed down my day. So it's just a tool that I have, you know? It's not every moment I live in the present moment. It's when I find myself, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and I'm okay, I've got to do this and I've got to do that. And it's okay, slow down. So I don't know, it feels surreal that 2025 is almost over. I don't know, maybe I'm not ready for 2026 yet. You know, I have this weird memory, and I would have been at the time, because I was born in 72, so I would have been 8 years old, which is what, second or third grade. I can remember myself, I can see myself sitting in the classroom, and I'm in the last row, and I'm at a desk, and you know, remember the paper that you had in elementary school that had the big lines on it? I'm writing at the top of it the date. I don't know what month it is or whatever, but I can see myself writing 1980, which is so surreal to me. I mean, now it's 2025 going on 2026, you know? I don't know, I was just talking about this in another video, that it's people ask me a lot about getting older, and do you have a hard time getting older? I don't have a hard time getting older. I don't, you know, I've kind of just accepted along the way that there's going to be wrinkles and white hair and all that kind of stuff, and your body's going to creak in weird places, and you're just not going to feel as great from day to day as you used to feel, and it's going to be a little bit harder to get around. I've kind of just accepted that. What I don't like about getting older is that I'm not ready for it to be over yet. You know, I'm there's so many things I still want to do, so many books I want to read, so many laughs I want to have. You know, my bucket list is not necessarily places I want to go or experiences I want to have. People ask me about my bucket list. My bucket list is just more of what I didn't appreciate at the time that I was experiencing it. I know that sounds kind of strange, but when I look back on my life and I think about some of the greatest moments I ever had, you know, it's those are my bucket list things, you know, that in the moments with our dogs Boo and Tucker and Pee Pee, that I don't know that even at that time I really knew how much I would look back on some of those memories. And so with Walter and Otis, I'm really trying to like, you know, experience those memories now. And like trips that I've gone on with my husband where I'm like, some of my favorite moments were us just like taking a nap in the hotel room, like after we were at the pool all day long. Those are the moments I try to cherish now and try to just live in and not be distracted by other things, you know, not get on my phone and things like that. Cause I look back and I'm like, those were some of my favorite moments, and also creating new favorite moments, you know? And I think living in the moment has really, this was not the direction of this video today. I had meditations and stuff, but I think living in the present moment has really allowed me to, and be present in that moment. I put my phone down a lot. I think this is one of the things I've really had to learn is that I think that we live in, but both my husband and I are both like, I mean, I'm less than he is probably of a phone person, but like, I don't, like, before I even come up to the bedroom, I, like, go through my phone, the things I have to see on it, and then I come up here and I put it on the charger right here, and then I'm done. I don't get on my phone again. And then when I start my day the next morning, I don't get on my phone until I've like done my prayers and meditations and I ask myself if I've started my day. I think but I don't, like I have a lot of friends of mine. My husband is on his phone a lot, you know, like my cousin's on her phone a lot looking at TikTok and stuff. I don't judge anybody for that. For me, it's such a distraction. And it's not to say that I don't love to like roll through Instagram and see what people are doing or read funny things on Facebook. I enjoy all that. I really do. Some of it's toxic for me, but a lot of it's really enjoyable too, you know? I just find that when I do it, it's like a half an hour, an hour has gone by. And I feel like, I don't know, like, did I learn anything? I don't know. And so for me, it's kind of a distraction. One of the things I've really tried to do, I remember being at my husband's 40th birthday a year ago in Mexico, and we were at this, Alex wanted to go to this club in Tulum, and so we went to this club, and I actually have, like, this picture of this, like, moment, and it's me and my sister-in-law, Jessie, and we're sitting there, and we're just, like, in this conversation, and it was, like, going in there that night, I took a bunch of pictures and videos and stuff, and then I was like, just put your phone in your back pocket. Just enjoy being, you are never probably going to be at this club again with this group of people. Just put your phone, put it away, just put it in your back pocket, take a picture here and there. And this picture, I don't look great in it. My hair looks stupid. You know, it's like, I don't even care. It's one of my favorite pictures of myself ever. And it's me and Jessie, and we're just sitting there and we're like talking side by side and we're both laughing. I love this picture because I can remember that moment. It's like, it was to the right of the club. It's like overlooks the ocean, and it was like, you know, 1 o'clock in the morning or something. And I don't know, it's just this moment in time, you know, that I'll always remember that moment of sitting with my sister-in-law there, you know, and just having this, like, greatest moment. And that was just such a fun night, you know, just being at this club that we had never been to. It was this outside tent club, and this DJ playing, and it was warm, and we were with people that we don't, like, hang out with all together regularly, and I don't know. So, like, my bucket list is not necessarily things I want to do. It's kind of, and it's not reliving every memory. It's remembering the things that made me the happiest so that I put my phone down or whatever. It's not just putting my phone down. Like, I think that's an easy criticism. It's also putting my worries down for a moment, you know, and being like, I can revisit these worries in a little bit. Like, I can revisit them tomorrow. I can revisit them in an hour. I don't have to worry, and there's going to be things that we have to worry about in life. There's going to be health and sickness and loss and trauma that we have to worry about. I'm talking about when you're in a moment that we should be enjoying something, and we're thinking about, tomorrow I have to do this and this. You can think about that in an hour. Enjoy the moment. That is one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn, is that just enjoy myself in that moment. Just in that moment, just be like, just enjoy yourself. Just relax and enjoy yourself. And I still have a hard time with it. So the putting down my phone isn't necessarily just about putting down the device. It's an analogy to some degree of putting everything aside and just living in that moment. And that moment can be 15 minutes of talking to your grandma that you're not going to maybe see for another month at Christmas. You don't need to be on your phone for the second. Go over and sit next to your grandma and have a 15-minute conversation with her. You know? Go lay on the floor with your dogs. Take 15 minutes out of your day. You know, like, I don't know, like, me having gone through those things and then not being able to experience them with the same people or creatures again or places has taught me to that in the moment, I don't want to squander those moments. I wanted to live in those moments. And so I've had to really, really learn that. And, these goals that I made like the last year, I think about my goals like 5 years ago. My goals were like be in the best body I've ever been in, and like, I don't know, be able to fit in this size of jeans and save this amount of money and all that kind of stuff. And I look back on that, and I mean, I'm happy about it. I've saved the money and I've lost some weight and I'm healthier now than I was before, but none of that really equals the happiness that I had of living in the present moment. It definitely doesn't equal the happiness that I have when I ask myself, where are you directing your energy? I do that many times a day, where I get sidetracked and I'm like, I start getting angry and resentful. And I say to myself, is this worth your energy? And I don't always say no. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, this is worth my energy. But many times I say, no, it's not. Like, are you even going to think about this in a week? And I think as we end the year, we should really think about what we've learned this year. And maybe this is, I was going to read these meditations, but maybe this is what I needed to talk about today for me. I don't know. Maybe this month, like I need to think about what I've learned in this last year, not just in these 2 goals, but like everything across the board. And I don't even know that before I came on here, I realized that my bucket list of things that I loved from my life that I wanted to like apply to my life going further, I don't know. People ask me about my bucket list all the time. I always have a hard time with that question. I don't really know what that question means because I don't really have one. Yes, there's places I would like to go. Yes, there's bucket list, I guess, travel places that I would love to visit sometime. But it's not like if I don't ever go there before my life is over that I'm going to be like ruined for, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think I need to look back on this last year and what were the most cherishable moments, what were the greatest lessons that I learned, and apply those to the next year to come and the days to come, And also I think in recovery, the saying that's so simple, but just for today, and that's really like, I've heard that so many times this year, probably more than I've heard in like my first 2 years of sobriety. I've heard just for today, just like in the most random moments. It's been in, like in books that have nothing to do with recovery. It's been in TV shows. People will say stuff and I'm like, am I supposed to be reminded of this? Like I know it like the back of my hand, But, every day in recovery, we're just given a daily reprieve from addiction. But if you think of life, every day we're just given this day. And what are we going to do with it? So I don't know. Maybe I need to do some reflecting this month and really think about what this year has meant to me. This has been a really difficult year, but it's been a year of growth and change. And like coming to the tail end of it is like, it hasn't been a bad year. I don't know, the growth and the healing and the change has been really good. It's been really cathartic. And I feel like I'm going into 2026 as kind of like, not even 2026, next week, as I feel like, this is such a cheesy analogy, but I feel like kind of like a butterfly that is like come out of the cocoon a little bit. I really do, and that's not to say that I'm not going to have worries and troubles to come, because I will. I feel like I'm better equipped at dealing with those now. I don't know. So I need to look back on the last year and ask myself, what were the greatest lessons I learned? What were the greatest moments? And how can I live that life best going forward? Anyway, thank you for listening today. Let me know if you want more of those dissertations on life or more meditations in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.